Hello, welcome to another video of the Creator Metaphysical Store. I am your host, Hecate Oklafe. I actually am going by a new name, which I'm still reminding myself of it. It's Hakodagard, which is, I feel like that's who I am, a combination of Hecate's energies, Odin's energies, and my energies. It's kind of complicated, and some people might not agree with the point of view. So I don't want to bother explaining it and trying to defend myself because there's no point. I have my own truth. You have your own truth. We'll just leave it at that. So today we're talking about barrier magic and how to use that in your craft for protection. Now, I want to make a specific distinction. Protection can come in many forms, whether it be in the form of a object like a necklace that is enchanted for protection, a charm. It could be even something as simply as your booger. It could be anything, okay? It could even be just straight energy. The trick about protection magic, it's always best if you have a target. And what I mean by that is, say you're wishing to put protection over your home. Well, you got to visualize the energy seeping into the very fabric of your home, into the walls, into the water, the heat, the cooling system. Or if you're trying to give protection to a person, instead of giving them an object which can break very easily, you can put protection upon them. Though, I will say it's always best to ask permission, but if it's not necessary because it doesn't harm them. Okay? Now, barrier magic, in a sense, think of it like a wall that keeps certain energies outside of that specific area that you've ordained to be part inside the barrier. For example, let's just say that this orange is the circumference of a home. Like, just imagine this orange being an orange house, okay? And when, say, 25 feet circumference wise around the entire home is a erected energetic barrier. Now, you can create a barrier with salt. So I like to use a combination, and this is going to be something I'll have for my property when I get my own home, is I'm going to do a new moon black salt, then a new moon half moon, which I think is called like a gibbous moon or something. I'm going to have one for the 13 phases of the moon, and that way I can create a lunar protectional barrier. So that way I can have that energy be strong throughout each and every phase of the moon and its cycles. Now, you don't have to do that. I just would love to do that in my own home when I get my own home. That's just me personally. You could just do just one circle of salt. You could even sage your home. Sage and sandalwood are good barrier magic. They're good for barrier magic. They're good for consecrating a space, or which consecration is basically setting aside a specific part of your home or the circumference around your home to be a specific energy. So when you're consecrating, you're creating an energy barrier. Now, how to use sage for barrier magic? What I would recommend is clear away the corners, make a path so you can go from corner to corner in each and every part of that room. Say your living room has four corners on the northwest, southwest, northeast, and southwest east corners. I'd recommend going from, say, um, the would be the north, which would be, say, the doorway. There's the doorway that's facing north. Go northwest, southwest, southeast to northwest, back to north, as though you're going clockwise, right? That's clockwise, right? I'm terrible with directions and clocks. So go clockwise. if you are trying to take down that barrier, you go counterclockwise. Okay? Another form of barrier magic, which I love to use, is a spray. Air is all around us, so you can use the element of air to create a thick, smog-like cushion of like a thick blanket. I always feel like it's like a thick blanket or a thick fog smog cloud that you can just reach out and like grab but can't pull apart. Like taffy. It's all stretchy, but it's that's actually a terrible because eventually it'll. But you know what I mean. Like it's stretchy but doesn't break, right? You could use that to be your energetic. You could as well um, pour water around the entire circumference of your home or around on the corners. It doesn't matter. But you could use the elements for protection. You can call upon the forces of nature and ask for their assistance. Um, Now, if you're working with just straight pure energy, like I do, I've gotten to the point where I just can do and create like a cube and then put an energetic barrier around the aura that'll last within 24 hours. So that's something you can do if you're really good with energy. Like if you're into Reiki and stuff, you could manipulate energy to have a protection over someone's life force. If you can feel energy and manipulate the energetic structure of reality, you can definitely do that. You could call in protection. There are certain angels that I would recommend, like Uriel and Michael. You can invoke them to work together to create this holy fire. I mean, you could do that energetically, or you could do that in a sense physically by combining the oil of olive oil, the cassia flowers, cinnamon, frankincense, and myrrh with hyssop and rose petals as well. Now, you don't have to have the hyssop and rose petal. That's something you can do separate, and that'll be just straight purificational oil. But I like to add the purification and those other oils mentioned by the holy oil mentioned. I think it was like the book of Exodus, I believe. It was one of those earlier books that they used, and they mentioned this holy oil. I use this holy oil for myself for protectional reasons because I do work with the angels. Now, from what I understand, you do have to get permission from this particular god in order to use it. I got permission. I don't know if that's true or not, but he gave me permission, so I would assume that he has to give you permission. Elohim has to give you permission to be able to use the oil. Because it says in the Bible, like, no one should use this oil, but I think it was like the priest, like Aaron and his sons or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, barrier magic is just that. It doesn't really it's not a solid, it's more like a hollowed wall. So think of it like a spear, but inside the spear, it's just space. You're just having a wall around you. Now, protection can come in many forms. I'm just also watching because I'm making like an apple jam thing. It's going to be so good. So, you could have that and make that into, wait, where was I going with this? Sorry, I was thinking about, oh man, I was thinking about, I'm sorry, I was thinking about jellies and jams and I was going on, God, I am so sorry. So sorry, we're not talking about jellies and jams and making that stuff. Okay. But yeah, that's one form of protection. Overall, barrier magic is basically creating a barrier for a specific energy not to come into your humble abode, or multiple energies from coming into your reality, your humble abode, XYZ. So that is what the barrier magic is for. For example, I'm going to use a reference, I think, from the originals TV show on Netflix, how the witches had this specific barrier, and vampires and werewolves could not come in, except for the witches. That's a type of barrier magic. If you're strong enough, you can physically prevent people from doing that, from coming into your home. They're like, trust me, it's possible. With enough focus and concentration, not so much of massive amounts of energy, but more concentration and focus. So, with that being said, I hope that this video was very informative, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section to tell me if you liked it. And please let me know if you want to have me talk about specific energies like blessing rituals to cleansing rituals to anything. Like if you're wanting me to do a video, leave it in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to put it on the list. Because it's hard for me to come on live and create up new content when I really depend on you guys to tell me what you guys want to know. Because I'm more than happy to do research, study, and then come back to you with that video. So please don't hesitate to come to me for a video. If I don't think I'm perfectly qualified to do a video, I will say so. And I will refer you to someone else who I know is either on YouTube or a different website altogether who does specifically know what it is they're talking about. So with that being said, I love you guys. I hope that this video was very informative. Kisses, hugs, and loves to all of you beautiful souls. Know that you are powerful shamans, warriors, healers. You're all that in a bag of chips. Magical blessings to all of you beautiful souls. Talk to you later.